Now we move to 133. This is the one you had circled as we started this. Sam Latona for Virginia Tech, a top 10 wrestler going up against Arujau for Cornell. Arujau and Latona have met twice before, and either once this season. They beat Latona back at Cliff Keen 5-1, and then in the duel last year, Arujau got the better of them in a major decision at 12-2. So if we just look at the mathematic progression of how those matches went, this should be a little bit closer.
Trace the parabola. The y equals mx plus b here.
Yeah. I tell my teacher we actually used it.
Right in on a single leg, getting extended. Latona ready for it. Arujau trying to pop head up. Latona doing a great job pulling elbows now, forcing Arujau to one arm on it. Latona in on a sweet ankle pick, re-attack, working all the way back up to his feet where he is highly efficient in his finishing. However, he is against one of the most skilled defensive wrestlers that you can watch in the NCAA. Very tricky, very flexible, can roll underneath, can hop on one leg and push you away at the same time.
Arujau, two-time All-American, finished third last year, fourth 2 seasons before.
Latona here needs to probably continue to work and keep Arujau moving. There he finds a trip, almost 2 points. And now he's kind of taking himself out of bounds. If he works back to the center, then he can. Arujau now finding that inside leg of Latona a little bit, working himself up to fighting the hands. Unbelievable. I'm going home. That's just crazy wrestling. That was beautiful wrestling all the way through, from the defense of the initial shot from Latona to his re-attack to then the counter offense / defense of Vito Arujau. That was pretty spectacular. And that's kind of why I had it circled. I thought something cool was going to happen, man. And it did. And then there's going to be more. That was only a minute and a half. This is great wrestling.
So just with this one, two more matches after that. We start at 157. Hokies trail by 6. Latona 15-4, was an All-American back in 2021. ACC champion as well.
Oh, beautiful head inside attack there for Sam Latona. Arujau working a little bit of a chest wrap here, trying to hide that far leg. That's starting to look a lot like 2 points there for San Antonio, and it is.
It's a takedown there for Virginia Tech, so Latona takes the lead at 2-0. More energy for the Hokie fans in attendance for this one.
Setting Arujau up for a little comeback. If you were watching his match against Arizona State, wrestling Michael McGee, it was unbelievable. Overtime, last few seconds. Crazy scrambling. Nice little half fake attempt there from Arujau. Now working another single leg. If I'm Latona, I'm not changing up the game plan. I got in on two nice attacks. That last one being beautiful. Did a great job of eliminating the funk and the savvy counter offense and defense of Arujau. Found a nice finish.
Arujau, remember, 10-0. Latona trying to hand him his first loss of this 22-23 season.
And I want to say that's Latona's first takedown against him. I believe he did not score on him in Vegas, and I know he didn't score on him when he wrestled him in Florida last year. So mathematics, maybe.
Yeah.
Is the math too strong? We're going to have to get back to the board.
Well, it was 5-1 at the Cliff Keen Invitational, and as Ty just mentioned, 12-2 down at the Journeyman Collegiate in the duels last year in Florida.
There's another beautiful head inside single there for Sam Latona. Now Arujau kind of finding that far ankle. Sam working his way around the corner. You'll see him maybe use his inside knee to shelf up that single leg now as he's working up to his feet. Similar position to where he was in the first period. Seeing if he can't keep him moving. Arujau, as we know from prior single leg defenses, very talented here. Latona, let's see if he changes up the game with the data he collected in the first. See if he can't change it up and figure this one out. He's got time. You usually don't get called for a stalemate here when you got the leg and you're working. Arujau working, looking to see if he can't find an inside ankle pick to trip Latona backwards. If I'm Latona, maybe I want to try and whip this guy down onto his hands, do a handful of maybe different things. He's trying to kick with that outside leg. Arujau now getting weight on that. Works Latona down to the mat.
Yeah, Arujau was bouncing there. He spent a good fraction of the entire match on one leg.
And now this is where I maybe wouldn't want to be for Latona as he was head outside. But now he sits Arujau back down onto his hip. Better spot. Arujau does a great job getting his hips back up with the little chest wrap there. There's freestyle savviness kind of coming into play as now he steps aside around Latona's far leg. He's got 10 seconds here to work, see if he can't turn Latona's offense into his own 2 points.
So now Arujau with 2 seconds still has nothing and will end up with nothing. So we circled this one to start it, and it has been just as exciting. 2-2 moving into the third. Sam Latona and the Hokies down as a team 15-9, trying to make up for the absence, particularly at 174 of Mekhi Lewis. That's the big difference there. If they pin at 174, a caution there for the 2-time All-American from Cornell. Latona quickly gets up to his feet. Arujau still looking for that mat return and brings Latona back just for a moment.
Just wanted to walk directly out in the spotlight before he found that mat return. Leg in. Latona reaching back. Now sit out. Kind of get some weight back into him. Arujau now getting a little heavy.
Big escape for Sam Latona. Takes the lead with 1.5 minutes remaining.
Now, gonna see the offense of Arujau pick up. I think still, if I'm Sam Latona, I'm not changing anything. I'm getting back to my head inside single. I'm wrestling there. I'm getting back up to my feet with it. I'm staying where I'm best at. He's got a darn good single leg. Stay on your single leg.
Minute left, and he goes in for that single leg. Can he finish? Arujau fights it off.
Clears and does a great job there, but no defensive re-attack on the way out. He's gonna go look and see if he can't find offense of his own. Hasn't busted off as much offense as I've seen from him in the past. There's one shot as the wrestling takes him out of bounds. Arujau really good when he ties together 2, 3, sometimes 4 leg attacks, as that is how he took down Sam Latona in Las Vegas in the first period. There's one, and he's gonna have to tie a couple of them together. There's another.
34 seconds. Arujau down by 1. Latona 0-2 all time against Arujau, once at 125 and another at 133.
Misdirection for Arujau. Latona blocking with that forearm, pulling front headlock. Doing a great job. Would really like to continue to wrestle here in this position to burn off these last 10 seconds.
8 seconds now. Latona bringing the Hokie crowd to its feet. And Latona comes up with his first ever victory against Vito Arujau. And what a moment to do so, bringing the Hokies closer to the Big Red.